Welcome back, everybody, to another episode here on Shots Fired Podcast. Before we get started, I want to apologize. I know I did some little teasers behind the scenes stuff with some content. Went and recorded some very good stuff with my boy Spence. And I'll put a little clip so y'all can kind of see what we was doing or whatever. But you're not going to hear nothing, and I'll talk over it. That's why. Because the audio didn't record. So, my bad. Shout out to you, Spence. We'll get another thing going so y'all can hear the stuff that we talked about. I got a lot of good content. But I'm going to keep that. We ain't going to talk about what we talked about so we can keep that in that conversation, right? That episode or whatever you want to call it. But today, we're going to talk a little bit about medical marijuana and how the benefits, I guess mostly benefits of it. I looked up a lot of stuff, disadvantages or things that it doesn't help out with, but they kind of contradict each other. And I think it depends on what website or what platform or who wrote it or did the research. Because it's weird. This is why I think it's kind of a conspiracy. Is because you got people saying it's good in these areas, but then it's different people saying it's bad in these areas. That's why I think it's a political, big pharma conspiracy to why medical marijuana is not in use. And I'll try to explain it the best that I can as I go through this, but bear with me, all right? And stay tuned, listen to it. Let me know what your thoughts are. And just, I hope you guys enjoy this one. So we'll start off with the benefits, like I said. And this is one I did not know, and I learned, and I wish I knew this before. Not that I can use it. I can't use it, right? I can't use marijuana or anything like that unless it's prescribed to me. Exactly why we need to use it more for medical purposes. But let me get a little comfortable here. Sleep apnea. Found out it really benefits up to 80% of people with sleep apnea. Helps them sleep, help them relax, sleep better. And that's what I got that. I got sleep apnea. And, I do the whole machine, the CPAP thing. I hate it. I can't stand it, but I do use it. But I hate it. So if that could help, and I'm looking into it more myself to see what it actually helps with, because, people, I don't know if everybody's the same that has sleep apnea, but for myself, stop breathing a lot while you're asleep at night. So I wake up continuously throughout the night because my body's telling me to get up because I'm not breathing, right? So apparently it's supposed to help with that. And there's a lot of bad things that sleep apnea can cause, like heart damage and things like that, right? So that's one pro. That we need to get fixed pretty quick, people. Medical people, whoever be watching this stuff. But there's a lot like cerebral palsy. It helps. It literally help. They say it helps with like HIV, AIDS, and I'm not saying cancer. And I don't, from what I've done and how I understand it, it's not a cure. It's not going to stop it. But it does help prevent it or help the growth. Say you are found with cancer or something like that. It helps prevent the growth of it. In some cases, it reverses it, like makes it get smaller. And I'm sure there's different ways of using it. I'm not saying you just have to go and smoke a joint or whatever. There's different ways you can take it. And I'm sure a lot of people know a lot more than I do about this subject. But I thought it was a good thing to talk about. But it can help with all that stuff. And that's what I think is so crazy. Is like, why are we not looking into this or trying? And I know it's kind of, I don't want to say, I guess it got banned, you could say, from the medical field. But it was used in like everything. Like, think about it. I know way before this, like way before doctors, like back in the, Mayan and shit days when it was like medicine mans and stuff like that. They used it for just about anything. But even in the 1800s, they used it up until like 1800s. They use it for a lot of stuff. like literally anxiety, common colds, viruses, flus, like all this stuff. It was used in, to help stop the spread, to help stop all this stuff. And I think what happened was, and I'm not 100% sure about this, is why I think it could be falling to a conspiracy category. Big pharma come around, right? Start making all these lab drugs like Percocets, Vicodins, whatever, Oxycontins, all that shit. And was seeing that marijuana was doing so much better than they were. So, as we all know, if you got money and power, well, maybe not after this past week. 34 counts, right? You got money and power. They said fuck it. I don't know. I don't want to get into that one, but we're gonna see what's gonna happen. A lot of people gonna be saying that we're gonna have a president, next president just gonna be sitting in jail. But let me get back on topic before we start talking about that shit. But yeah, so I think they kind of monopolized it, right? And was like somebody high up that had the power to say, just like the Pineapple Express movie, illegal, right? Remember when he's smoking the weed and he starts cracking up and shit like that, and he's like, illegal. That's what I imagine how they make laws. Is these old white people sit there and they just be like, we don't like it, illegal. That's what I picture in my brain whenever I think of stuff like that. But so they say it helps with a lot of things, though. Anxiety, depression. It helps people with ADHD. So if you have a hard time focusing, it helps you focus, right? Kind of like you think about it, Ritalin. I think it's Ritalin. People that have ADHD take that stuff. If you need it, it helps you. But if you don't need it, it's like the opposite effect, right? Or like an Adderall, maybe. I don't know. So that's why I'm trying to say they kind of contradict each other, because some research I did said it's bad for your mental state, it's bad for anxiety, it gives people more anxiety, more depression. But then the other one I says it helps people with anxiety, depression, and stuff. So I don't know, but I think it's a conspiracy just to battle the facts, right? Because big pharma over here, they want their stuff on the shelves. They're trying to make as much money as they motherfucker can and push marijuana out the way, which I don't understand why. I don't understand why they don't just take part in that field and be like, yeah, let's start fucking using this shit too. Buy up a couple farms. Get it in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff, but there's probably a lot of people a lot smarter than me done the research, and there's reasons, but I think it'd be better than. And so if you think about it, instead of, you got all these people, veterans included, people that have been, got PTSD or that has suffered from some kind of traumatic event in their lives that alters their mental state and stuff like that. This simple little thing that you could literally grow yourself at home. And I'm not saying that I do it, because I don't. But in my state, it is legal to do it. So don't try to get me in trouble, y'all. YouTube might take this shit down. I don't know. But you could grow it at home and help yourself. It's like all the people that talk about putting all the different herbs like sea moss and all that stuff, elderberry and all that stuff in your body to help your gut health or your antibodies and all that stuff in your body to help fight off foreign entities. It's like the same thing. And we have had people doing it for millions of years. And now, as soon as, 1800s is a long time ago, but I think it was like 1860 something, they finally made it illegal. It's like, come on. And the campaign for it was, you're going to be dumb. You're going to lose IQ points. Just like the damn commercials. I know y'all remember the commercials when we was kids about, you smoke weed, you're going to fucking, remember the one where the girl's smoking a joint or some shit and she like melts into the couch and turns into a fried egg or some shit like that? You're going to be dumb. There's a lot of smart motherfuckers out there, I'll guarantee you, that be smoking. Elon Musk, probably one of them. Now I got to get that motherfucker. I keep bringing him up. Elon, bring your motherfucking ass here to the show. Get you on the podcast if you ever see this. It ain't never gonna happen, but that shit would be cool though. But for real, and think about it, like you have so much more bad shit because they say anything you inhale pretty much. I'm assuming like you smoke a joint. Obviously, the smoke going into your lungs is probably not good for your lungs. I agree with that. But look at fucking cigarettes, right? You can smoke fucking cigarettes, and don't tell me these old farts. Excuse me, I've been cursing a lot today. These old farts that make these laws back in the dizzy, because I know you know as well as I know our grandparents' era, the 40s, the 50s, 30s, all that shit like that. Everybody smoked. And if you just sit there, if your grandparents are still alive, God bless you. Listen to their stories. They all talk about they all fucking smoked all the goddamn time. Nobody knew that shit was bad for you until recent. Well, I don't say recently, but till newer. So everybody fucking did it. But then they want to ban marijuana, like it just makes you laugh and have a good time. I think that's what they're trying to make everybody just miserable all the fucking time. Depend on prescription drugs to get by when their pockets getting heavy and ours is getting fucking thinner. You got to dig deep down. Some of them prescriptions ain't cheap, and insurance don't always cover everything. You know what I'm saying? So just think about that. So with the pros and cons, like I said, a lot of the cons I saw seemed like just marketing bullshit. Oh, it's gonna fry your brain. Oh, if you smoke weed, you're a dummy. All this stuff like that. The only stuff I really kind of did see is it says it can cause depression, anxiety, suicide, stuff like that, right? But I mean, it also says it helps with that. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. But think about it. Alcohol abuse. People commit suicide, not from alcohol, but, they call it the liquid courage for a reason. And that was probably bad. I said that. I apologize. Should have not have said that, but it's okay. I'm just trying to get a point across. Is we can drink, right? And it says like impaired vision, impaired, driving and stuff. Same as alcohol. Same as you ever read the labels on your prescription drugs. Don't operate heavy machinery while taking this for however many hours, whatever, right? Same as fucking alcohol. Cigarettes get you fucking high too. And I don't care I used to smoke, but if you don't smoke for a while, like say you're a smoker and you smoke a cigarette, but you go all day without smoking, like maybe you have a job or something like that where you can't smoke, and then you smoke, you get a little high, you get a little buzz from it. So I think we got it backwards. And I'm not saying ban alcohol or cigarettes or anything. If anything, they should ban fucking cigarettes. And no offense to my friends that smoke, I don't care like that you smoke or anything like that. But if you're going to ban something that's harmful to the people, because the reasoning for not allowing marijuana, because it's a drug, it's harmful. Fucking cigarettes. You don't think tobacco, like granted, I get it. Our country was founded on tobacco farmers and all that bullshit. You go down that path too. All the extra bullshit they put in cigarettes, nah. Ban that shit. Ban it. But it's just like, so I think they're going to a crossing the road, I guess we could call it. That either they're gonna federally approve it all or not. And not approve it all, but make it legal. Because a lot of states are making it legal. So you got your state that's saying it's legal, but then the federal government saying it's still illegal. So it's like a battle between the state and the feds, right? We all kind of understand that one. Because it happens with other stuff all the fucking time. Just like the border down there, in Texas and Nevada and wherever else states, border that to Mexico, whatever. But yeah, that's what I think. So let me know what you guys think. There's so much more it can help with, and I really think that we should allow it. and that's why I said it kind of is a conspiracy, because is it like, who's really running the show here for this? Is it the federal agencies, like what is it, FDA or whoever approves stuff, or is it big pharma that's lining people's pockets to keep what they got going, right? I mean, y'all seen that documentary, docu-series, whatever it was, about big pharmas with like I think it was Percocets or something like that, right? Kind of shows you the pathroads for it. So if you haven't seen it, check it out. It's actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I can't remember what it's called. I don't even know if it's still on Netflix. It might be. Who knows? But that's all I really got for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed this one. Really, let me know what y'all think of the topic, or what you guys think. If I'm sure a lot of people are gonna say, "Yeah, fucking legal." I think the whole fucking United States thinks it should be legal at this point. But think about all the other countries, right? That it's still banned and illegal, but it would help with people with like epilepsy or MS and all these other, stuff that that they can't. I don't want to say regulate, but it would help them better, and it would be more efficient, more healthier for their bodies, less bad things going into their bodies. Really help with stuff like that. But let me know what y'all think. And also, one more thing for you guys. I've been thinking about changing the name to the podcast. Right? So if y'all have any ideas of what you think it should be, comment them below. Let me know what you think. I've been thinking about, I know I do, right? We already talked about the Savage Mondays that I do. And I've been thinking about just completely doing Savage Monday as a podcast, right? Still doing the little motivation things, but just releasing episodes every Monday instead of Sunday. Well, Savage Monday podcast. That's what I was thinking about calling it, just Savage Mondays. And doing it that, and just doing that instead of Shots Fired. I like the name. I like Shots Fired podcast. But it's hard there's a lot of others that have the same thing. So I want to be different. I want to be my own thing, right? But let me know what you guys think. Or what we could do, and I will hustle and put the grind in and do the best that I can. I will keep Shots Fired podcast, and we'll do fucking Savage Mondays podcast. Drop something Sunday and Monday. Maybe. That's a lot. What's work? What's everything else that I do? I don't know. We figured it out. But let me know what y'all think. All right, guys. And always shoot your shot. Peace.